Hey everyone, welcome to Creative Union Yoga. My name is Julia, and today I'm going to take you through bridge pose from the ground up. So we're going to establish the foundation of the posture and all the beautiful, beautiful sensations and release and benefits we can find, okay? So let's start resting back. So bridge pose is a great pose to help us release the spine, find length in the spine, which preps us for back bending, which is great to do in the warmer months as it can be quite energizing. Yeah, I like the energy, summer energy. So let's establish our foundation here. So coming on your back, bending the knees with the soles of the feet on the ground. And then you want to find your feet about hip width apart. And then slightly turning your feet in so that the outer edges of your feet are in line with your body. Yeah, so the toes aren't sticking out like so. They're nice and aligned. Okay. And then take a moment to feel, if you can feel each part of the foot settling into the earth, into the ground, into your mat. So feeling for the big toes, the ball of the foot, the outer edge of the foot, the heels, I should say the feet since we have two. And then as you exhale, pressing the feet gently into the ground. And see if you notice any movement happening in the pelvis. If you gain a sense of a little pelvic rolling or swinging each time you press the foot or the feet, into the ground. So inhale, do nothing. Exhale, ground the feet. Press every part of the foot into the ground and see if you can feel for that little pelvic swing or roll. Some like to refer to it as a pelvic tilt. Good. So essentially we want to think of as the feet press into the ground that the feet are speaking to the legs to pelvis. So again, as you exhale, press the feet, feeling for that little pelvic roll. That back of the waist, the lower spine, is going to start to make contact with the ground. And then eventually, you can increase the intensity or the oomph of that exhalation and the pressing of the feet in the ground. So exhale, press the feet, let the pelvic roll or swing, and then you can start to peel pelvis and then the lower spine off the ground. Keeping that upper body nice and dropped into the earth. Take an in breath here, and as you exhale, drop into that upper back, middle back, lower spine reaches the ground, and then the pelvis. Good. So try that a few times. So we're really looking for that ripple and wave-like movement coming up and down or rolling up and down the spine. We're trying to differentiate the pelvic movement from the spine, yeah? So a nice ripple, roll and ripple. So it's not about yanking that pelvis up and jamming into your lower spine. Yeah, we're aiming to relieve compression, not create it. Yeah, so this is moving in one chunk, tension causing. And then if I ground through my feet and press and allow that conversation between the legs or the feet, the legs, the pelvis and spine. Good. And then when you reach your, whatever your height is, yeah, again, it's not about how high can I get the pelvis. but how long can I get the spine? So I want to think of that pelvis or tailbone or pubic bone lengthening away from the skull and the skull away from the pelvis. Yeah, so it's about length, not height. We're aiming to find suppleness and length and mobility in the spine. So again, inhale, do nothing. Exhale, press, roll, peel, and lengthen. So the more I ground in my feet here, feeling those inner parts of the feet, the heels grounding, you may notice that the thighs start to lengthen, the knees start to move over the toes. So the trajectory of the knees are going over the toes. So I'm not splaying out, collapsing anywhere in the legs. Yeah, thigh bones right out of the hips to the knees, over the toes. And then as I lower, I'm going to drop into that upper back. Roll down one piece at a time and lengthen, lengthen, lengthen that pelvis away from the skull so that the pelvis becomes the last thing that arrives. And then if you want to create a little more lengthening in the spine, what you can do the next time you roll up, again, exhale, press the feet, roll the pelvis, peel the spine, and then start to take the arms above the head, let them rest above the head, find that length. So on your way down, you're going to continue to ground through that upper body. Let that upper back drop into the ground, lengthen the arms away as you start to roll the spine back down towards the ground, one vertebrae at a time, lengthening that pelvis away. Oh yeah, nice long, long, long spine. Try that a few times. Keeping that inner part of the foot connected to the earth. So if you're someone who tends to hang out on the outsides of your feet, think of planting the inner part of your feet a little more. And if you're someone who collapses on the inner part of your feet, then you need to think of grounding a little more on the outer edges of the feet. But ultimately, we want the whole footprint, the heels really drawing into the ground as you roll down to help increase that lengthening pelvis away. Oh yeah, good. And it's absolutely natural, and it's actually quite a positive thing if you feel that you're sliding, or that the back of the skull is sliding away from the base of the neck each time you come up. That's an indication of lengthening happening in the back of the neck, so that your cervical spine is starting to open up and get longer. So the cervical spine is your neck. Yeah, so allow that sliding to happen, keeping that upper body relaxed, lower body relaxed. So something I forgot to mention before, which is actually quite important, a very important piece, is as you roll up, allow what needs to activate on its own. So The more you press into the ground and you allow that conversation between the feet, the legs, the pelvis, and the spine to happen, there is no need to add any extra clenching or squeezing of the glutes or thighs or abs. Yeah, this just creates more tension and it draws the joints closer together and it limits any movement or mobility in the spine. So what we're essentially aiming to do is create more fluidity and mobility and suppleness in the spine. So in order to do that, we can't clench. We need to let things happen as they need to. Okay, so if you'd like to take that a few more times, you can. You can also place the hands or the arms in any position that feels comfortable. So they could be out wide. Again, it can be above your head. It could be down by your side. Okay? I am going to leave you on your own as I say farewell for now. So please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video for anyone you feel may need a little relief in their lower back or their whole spine in general. Okay, so stay tuned for next week. We're going to do bridge pose and some variations. There's going to be 2 parts to the variations, so look out for that and enjoy the rest of your practice. Enjoy exploring your body, your breath, your movement, and we will see you on the mat very, very soon. Think love, speak love, be love. Namaste.